Peace and much love, everybody. And we will put you on timeout coming in my chat room telling me what to do or thinking you assuming you know something about me or what I'm talking about. I've been following the gathering of the masters for 10 years. All right. I remember the one that they did with Phil Valentine and Khalid Muhammad. Some of y'all weren't even online then. So get the hell out. Anybody in my chat room, bro, talking about I'm clout chasing, get them up out of here. I've been in this community over a decade. Bobby Hemmett was at the gathering of the masses in 2000. Him, Phil Valentine, Khalid Muhammad, it was a classic one. Bobby Hemmett's student gave me the stamp of approval. His name was Brother Panic. Y'all gonna have to learn to put some respect on my name, right? So watch this, right? I'm finna teach you some about the gathering of the masses that's at Stone Mountain, right? First of all the people that's there are a bunch of black cult members. Now, why do I say that? These are a bunch of people that are teaching you Greek laddered history. What I mean by that is Egyptology, alien talk, Anunnaki talk, you know, basically all of the dead ends that our oppressor put in our path when we get ready to wake up. That is what these people teach at the gathering of the masses. Vicky Dillard is a damn witch, and don't nobody want to call it out. If you look at some of the stuff that this lady teach on her channel, it's all about doing voodoo, magic, and all these different little spell casting and all that. Y'all got to realize spell casting and doing magic and voodoo is not our ancestral stuff. That's the enemy stuff, man. That's the enemy stuff. We don't cut the blood. We don't do all this. And I'm going to tell you something. Billy Carson said he was abducted by aliens. He believe in aliens, right? He don't think the earth is flat. One thing I'm going to tell y'all is this right here. You can't connect with the ancestors if you don't have ancient cosmology. And the first step to connecting with your ancestors on a spiritual level is seeing reality through the lenses that they saw it through, which is what the enemy know. When we go back and try to connect with all the symbols, all of the astrology, astronomy, it don't make no sense because we're using the Greeks' math to connect with our Mayans, our Vedics. If you talk to one of these guys like Blue Pill, King Simon about the shape of the earth, they will tell you you're dangerous, get out of the way. So think about it now. What literally are these people's job is to keep black people in a certain mentality that the slave master want us in, which is why this is called a gathering of the masters. Let me let you know something. The word master didn't exist in our ancestors' lexicon. The word king, queen, owner, lord, guardian, overlord, those kind of words did not exist in our ancient utopia. We didn't have a concept of owning land, owning people. We wasn't there yet. That was a fall in our spirituality. Black people ain't never had a concept of master. What's the opposite of a master? A slave. For you to have masters, you have to have slaves. The gathering of the masters isn't nothing that connects you with your ancestors. And everybody out there is disconnected with the ancients. Everybody out there under that Vicky Dillard, Blue Pill, Red Pill, King Simon, Billy Carson energy. I just want you to know that you're redirecting your energy towards pseudo land. You are redirecting your energy toward a realism agenda, a new age agenda. The energy that you get from the pills, from all of these people like King Simon, it is a chocolate coated form of Christianity. I'm going to give you a taste of what you would have got at one of these gatherings. I'm not going to play everything, but this is Vicky Dillard with her red and black satanic colors on and her damn witch hat. And here she come casting her spells. Watch this. Let me break this down for y'all. You may think this is some energy you want to be around, but it ain't. This is a cult of people who have fattened their pockets by teaching our people bull crap that's keeping us at a low level. They are gate guards. It's literally a gathering of the gate guards, but they want to call themselves masters. Yeah, grand masters. We talking Masons. This is Masonic terminology. It should be a gathering of the masses, but it ain't nothing for the people. This is something that is orchestrated by Brother Rich, and it's all for profit. What do I mean by that? Everybody that's there are part of, are interconnected or networked some kind of way with getting money together. And just like rich men get together and have cookouts, they do it too. You may think, well, this is a bunch of black people honoring their ancestors, when all of these people stand for something that the European told them to tell their people. All of these people like Billy Carson, don't you know he's connected with Steve Greer? He's connected with a bunch of white people whose job is to keep us at a certain vibration on a spiritual level. Brother Rich have been in this community for years. And you think he's elevated his shit? No, they saying the same alien, Anunnaki, washed up stuff they've been saying for 10 years, stroking black people ego, doing no different than what the church doing. Patting themselves and priding themselves, and they full of pride, but guess what? They are not connected with the ancestors, people. They're not connected with the ancestors. They haven't paid the price that you got to pay to be connected with your ancestors, because the moment you start being a voice for the ancients and get connected with them, this world gonna crucify you like it did Jesus. It ain't gonna roll out a red carpet for you like it's doing the masters. It ain't gonna do that for you like it's doing these masters right here. Because all of them part of a tightly knitted network that's looking out for each other as black people to get their pockets rich. And you may say that's a good thing, but think about it. That's a bad thing if they telling black people about aliens, Anunnaki, a bunch of dumb stuff that ain't gonna move us forward, man. They ain't teaching us about electromagnetism, the Tesla knowledge, 369, the stuff that will get our people back to thinking like masters versus just saying we masters when we're teaching the enemy's message to our people. How are you a master? Your ancestors were masters, but you didn't connect with them. You connected with the Greeks. If you ask any of these black people about the universe, they gonna start quoting Newton, Galileo, and all that, but they saying honor your ancestors. But these are the same white people that desecrated our ancestors. All of the knowledge that they stand on come from either pseudo white folks or the regular physicists that you see out there that's pushing like the out of Africa theory, ancient aliens. They ain't doing that but chocolate coating the new age shit by saying, well, the black people are the aliens. For all of the black people that's saying, I can't get jiggy with this alien stuff, then their job is to tell you, well, the black people are the aliens and now you'll get jiggy with it. Just like all the black people that's saying, I don't believe in Jesus, that's a bunch of belief in mythology. Their job is to come out there and tell you Jesus was a black man. And it's a whole nother chocolate coated sector of the Christian church that they call the conscious community. That's giving y'all the same thing that the church giving y'all, but putting it in a but they chocolate coating it. They giving y'all superhero fairy tales about supernatural humans. It's not you with the power. Now, the only way we gonna get our power is to connect with our ancestors. I got news for y'all. Our ancestors ain't at Stone Mountain, Georgia. Let's do some research. Let's do some research real quick, right? Quick chat GPT. You ain't gotta do nothing but ask it 2 questions. I did it for you. Why is Stone Mountain? She got it. Why is Stone Mountain such an important place for this group of black people? I'm from the South, and we don't care nothing about Stone Mountain. That's where the hood at. But don't nobody go there to honor no ancestors. You know why? Let me read to you something real quick. Stone Mountain holds a complex and deeply emotionally significance for black Americans, primarily because of its historical connections to what? White supremacy, not to your ancestors. Going to Stone Mountain don't connect you to dead black people who you're trying to honor. It connects you to the masters. Who? The slave masters. Watch this. The Ku Klux Klan and the Confederacy. Not because it has been a symbol of black pride or empowerment. See, even ChatGPT know the truth. ChatGPT know that Stone Mountain is not a place that got the energy of black pride, black empowerment, honoring your ancestors. Here's why Stone Mountain is historically important in relation to black history. Number one, Stone Mountain is the site where the modern KKK was born in 1915. Did you hear that? Why the hell would a bunch of black people want to go to the mountain where the KKK was born? Who are you honoring? The masters or the slaves? See, y'all thought I was coming in here to lie on these people. It's going over your head. Billy Carson is connected with all of the white people that are involved in scientific racism against black folks. He cool with them. Brother Rich will only allow niggas on his channel that's giving you a bunch of pseudoscience and ancient aliens type crap. He's not gonna let you on that channel if he don't like you and shit like that, because his platform ain't for the people. It's for him and his buddies to get rich. He don't care nothing about no truth. And they rubbing it right in your face, because how many other black groups that y'all know meet up at Stone Mountain? All of the doggone boule, the COINTELPRO groups meet up there, and they gather, they call themselves the masters, and they show up there to honor the masters of old and new. They've been doing it for over a decade, but this is the question you gotta ask. Who the hell are the masters? Because we wasn't the masters, we were the slaves. And if you wanted to honor your ancestors who were slaves on this land, then you go to the oldest slave burial grounds in the Southeast, my nigga. What are y'all doing? If you wanted to feel some black energy, some ancient energy, and align yourself with the ancestors, guess where you go? Jamestown, Virginia. Guess where you go? You go to what? It's a cemetery in South Carolina called Boone Hall Plantation. Nothing but black people are buried there. It was black people who was enslaved on this land ever since the 1600s. We're talking to our real ancestors, bro, are buried there. If you want to go and honor your ancestors, you go to Africa Town Cemetery in Mobile, Alabama. That's where you go. You know, they said that the survivors of the Clotilda, the last known slave ship. Now, I don't believe in the transatlantic slave ship trade, but I do know that they were shipping goods back and forth, importing goods from America to Africa, and slaves here would have been one of those goods. They didn't bring slaves from Africa to America. When they came to America, they enslaved the indigenous people here, and you became a product that they shipped all over the world. So they told you everything in reverse. They didn't bring you here from Africa. You didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on you, and they started exporting all of the goods of this land for wealth. Because when the colonizer came here, it was new fruits, new vegetables, new animals, and they wanted the seeds of all of this stuff to go and trade it with other countries that didn't have this stuff. And this is how a lot of species spread around the world, with trade. You got animals that don't even supposed to be in certain areas. Did you know that? Don't you know it's hard to find a lion in Asia? See, a lot of these animals didn't get to where they at because of evolution. That's the lie that Darwin and people like Billy Carson, see, they going up under the mainstream foundation for their awakening. And see the difference between us and them, we just say, you know what, I'm deleting everything I ever was taught and I'm starting all the way over. And so we got a very solid foundation with the ancestors. They built their foundation on top of Isaac Newton, Galileo, and then they tried to build a black empowerment teaching on top of that, on top of a white supremacist foundation, and it'll never be right. And these people that you see at the gathering of the masses, guess what they know? These people know that they can't go to one of these old ass slave burial sites and have a good vibe. See, this is a spiritual thing. The people that sold out, and they know that they ain't teaching what the ancestors want them to teach. They know they not honoring their ancestors by how? Continuing the message of your ancestors. All of these people act like they love Egypt so much, right? But then they'll turn around and tell y'all that this right here is a solar system. They act like they love their Egyptian ancestors so much, but they don't talk about Nut and Geb. They bring up Isaac Newton, gravity, Galileo, as if the white man taught our ancestors about the heavens when don't nobody know more about the stars and the heavens than the Egyptians, the Mayans, our ancestors. And the people who hiding that from y'all. See, because Billy Carson hates flat earth, but I don't understand it when all of our ancestors were flat earthers. He hated his ancestors, but yet these are the people that act like they're the most connected with the ancestors. And guess what? They know not to take their butt to one of these funeral grounds. They know they can't step foot on one of these old ancient burial sites because it won't feel right to them. The spirit of our ancestors are angry with these people, and they know that. That'll be like me trying to have a flat power meeting on a Freemason burial ground. It wouldn't feel right. It wouldn't feel right if I brought a bunch of flat power people to a Freemasonic burial ground for us to have a gathering. People will be like, bro, this shit don't feel right. Why the hell we at our enemy's burial site? People will be like, Sanchez, why couldn't we go to our ancestors' burial site? Why you got us at the enemies? Ain't nothing but our enemy's energy in the air. That'll be dumb. And that's the stupidity of black people going to Stone Mountain. You going to a site that was very important to the KKK. Let me give you the knowledge, right? The Confederate monument is carved into the mountain. Everybody know rocks hold memory. Everybody knows stones hold memory. Now, guess what? They got rid of the Georgia Guidestones, but they didn't carve over this doggone racist symbol on this mountain. Now, make that make sense now. They got rid of the Georgia Guidestones, right? Which were very spiritual, which would have revealed a lot of ancient truth to you. They got rid of those. And guess what they got standing? See, it ain't like you can destroy Stone Mountain, but you can go and carve over that racist symbol that's on it because it got a Confederate monument carved into the mountain, people. If this country want to move forward and get rid of racism, they would smooth that out. We can go up there with some tools and smooth that out. Why we have this racist symbol still carved in a mountain in the South where there's nothing but black people at? And why do black people want to visit a mountain that the KKK want to visit? Like, think about it. If I was a white supremacist and I wanted to connect with my ancestors, I would go to Stone Mountain because that's where all of my masters gathered at. So the fact that they're calling it the gathering of the masters, and they're literally gathered in the place where the slave masters was at, is going over y'all head, man. It's literally going over y'all head. It's going, if anybody got smoke for me, If anybody got smoke for me, you can click the link. So I'm saying a whole lot right now, and I'm dropping a bunch of Jews in a short time. The points you want to take from this is Stone Mountain, the frequency of that rock is calibrated to our masters, not our ancestors. Why would you go there and say that you're honoring your ancestors there when your ancestors ain't there? That's like me going to a Freemasonic burial site saying I'm honoring slaves. I'm honoring the people that's oppressed. When I'm at a burial site where the people who buried at who was doing the oppressing. Like, that's like me saying I'm going to honor the Crip gang, but we gonna do it at a blood funeral home instead of our dead homies. Instead of me going to where my homies died at to have our little gang gathering to honor them, I'm gonna go to where the enemy's homies died at. And that's what I'm saying, bro. So a lot of people may say, you don't get it, Sanchez. We going there because we know that this is where the enemies gathered at and we making some kind of statement or something, right? But the rebirth of the clan happened here. And this area has more significance to our enemy than our ancestors. And I'll debate anybody on that because I know where the places we should be going to honor our ancestors. I can name them to you, bro. These are old burial sites where the oldest blood in the South is at. Like I told you, they would tell you that there's an African burial ground in Jamestown, Virginia. They like to talk about the slaves coming in through Jamestown. But guess what, though, again, we didn't come over on slave ships. So what was happening? They was using Jamestown as a port to ship goods, and the number one good was black gold. You was being shipped to other places. So one thing we got to realize is this right here. Everything was told in reverse. There are historic sites. Like if we want to connect with our ancestors, we need to be going to Savannah, Georgia. They got a burial ground in Savannah, Yamacraw Bluff Cemetery. They've been burying nothing but black slaves there since the 1700s. You don't never see no black people going to these burial sites giving y'all history. You probably fuck around and see somebody in your family last name at one of these burial sites and don't even know you some kin to them. This is literally genealogy research. And it's a good trip to get you out the house. I know what you think. It's Sanchez. Who would want to visit cemeteries? People who were serious about connecting with their ancestors and they had the money to just be traveling all about like some of these guys. Why are they visiting Egypt? We don't connect with the Egyptians. That's right. You spending your money and you going to Angkor Wat, which I'm going to go one day. I love Angkor Wat. I'm definitely going to go to Giza one day. But don't miss my point. These people that run the black community will go to Egypt. They will go to Jerusalem. They will go all around the world and act like now they're in some position over you. And I'm telling you, that don't make them better than you. They ain't even went to the real places to get the real knowledge, which is right here in America. You can learn more about who you are by visiting all of the old burial sites for the slaves right here in America than you can by going to Egypt, my nigga. That's right. You can learn more about who you are and your history, your genealogy, by never even getting a passport, bro. All of your answers is right here on this soil. Now, Billy Carson and all these people will point y'all to Kemet. They will point y'all to Africa and all that. And then when they show up to honor the ancestors, they show up at the doggone KKK memorial. I'm taking smoke, man. I'm taking smoke, bro. And it's cringe. It's like you at a church service. Listen to this. Hey, let me put you on timeout. Cali is active. We got a gang member in here trying to troll while I'm giving this knowledge. This is an active gang member in Cali saying I'm big mad. You big stupid, man. That's right. You got an OG over you. This dude name is Cali is active. And for y'all who don't know, that means he's in Cali and he's active. Like, I'm active. He one of them dudes that'll tell you, I'm outside. He one of them niggas. And he think I'm gonna let him troll me when he's part of the problem, dog. Ignorant niggas who's active as hell. You ignorant ass, active ass niggas, right? Y'all part of the problem, man.
Sanchez, voces, oraculae, antiquae, spiritus, Apollon.
Now tell me that ain't like when I was in the church, you would have these old ladies that'll get up in front of the church and the whole church celebrate them, the mothers of the church, and they would get up in front of the church with these loud colors on, big ass Freddy Krueger fingernails, and then these big ass witch hats like what Vicky wearing. And they'll get up there as soon as they get on the mic, they'll go to spewing a bunch of shit nobody can't understand. Speaking in tongue and doing their own language, and the church will just go crazy. Now tell me how this ain't no different, bro, because I grew up in the church and I'm good at feeling frequency. I'm telling you, this is chocolate-coated church energy, bro. Ain't nothing enlightening about it.
Sancte Sibylle, voces, oraculae, and
Sancte Sibylle. Like, if you're not part of this cult, you wouldn't know what the hell going on. It remind me of the time when I went to a Catholic service. I went to one of those Catholic services. I felt so lost and out of place, like everybody know what to do but me. It was embarrassing. I felt like, damn it, I'm left out. Because at the Catholic Church, it's a lot of things that the congregation have to interact with on a ritual type thing. And I was looking so out of place. And I'm just saying, it doesn't supposed to be like that. If it's all for black people and all of us connected to the same ancestors and it ain't no hate toward it. Y'all want to know why I go in on these guys? Billy Carson started it, man. I'm going to tell y'all the history of this whole beef real quick before I give you this knowledge, continue with the knowledge, right? I wasn't messing with these guys. I was in my own world, gathering my own following, and they was doing their little thing, right? Billy Carson, when Flat Earth was getting a lot of momentum, he was jealous, right? And he came out with a video dissing Flat Earth. Very disrespectful. Sarah Sunseti did it. Young Pharaoh did it. All of the black boule comedic ass gate guard dudes did it. And it's like, wait a minute, y'all are the guys that profess to be so close to the ancestors, but you reject their science. You reject this beautiful cosmology that they left us, and you play dumb like you don't know what the hell this is. This is a flat earth, man. It's clear as day. It's clear as day that you can't turn Nut and Gab into a doggone solar system. But they will do that. And if you ask them, show me a solar system or a globe in Kemet, they can't do it. They can only go back to Galileo and the Greeks. They're redirecting our people's energy away from this ancient truth that will activate what you need to be activated in this time of Aquarius to connect you to your ancestral truth and knowledge that's in your DNA, that's your inheritance. Once we start to develop the mind that the Egyptians had, we gonna be unstoppable. But you think we got the Egyptian mind, but you just see a bunch of people dressed up like Egyptians. They're dressed up like Hebrews, but they think like capitalists and they think like Greeks. That's right. This is what the fraternity's doing. The Freemasons are doing. They're wolves in sheep clothes. It's dudes out here that ain't even dressed up with all of these robes and stuff on. And they're more connected to the ancient priesthood than these charlatans. The Bible even prophesied this. Nostradamus prophesied it too. He said that the deceivers would be in priestly attire, and basically the man of truth would be like the poor righteous teacher that nobody listened to. Nostradamus got a quatrain where he predicted this. So did the Bible. But the people that y'all see dressed up the most with the biggest unks on, the biggest robes on, they're giving y'all Isaac Newton, Galileo, Greek shit. Walk up to any one of these damn priests and say, man, hey, you're a Moor, right? What did the Moors say about the universe? They'll go to talking gravity and all that. And then you ask them, can you show me the Moor that knew about gravity? They can't do it. They'll have to go to Isaac Newton. All of these people dressed up like the ancestors, like the Mayans and the Olmecs and shit. And then you ask them about the universe and they talk like the Greeks. These are the damn gate guards, y'all. These are the damn gate guards. And it be the dude that's dressed like a regular nigga in a white t-shirt that's connected to his ancestors like a motherfucker. That's right. It be a nigga with cornrows in his head that's breaking down some sacred geometry with some damn dickies on, and he's really connected. And y'all will be listening to the dude in the big ass robe with the big ass unk, the big ass following. He been propped up all over the big, connected with all the big mainstream, and you think you be getting enlightened. And you're getting mystified. This is the cult of mysticism. These are mystic priests. People like Billy Carson gonna tell you alien abductee stories, how that's gonna move our people forward. But this the same guy that'll tell you how his flat earth's gonna help. Dude, flat earth unlocked the secrets of the universe. It shows you how the earth power itself. Nikola Tesla wouldn't have been a genius if he didn't know the earth was flat, my nigga. Same thing with the Egyptians. They acting like flat earth ain't important, but all around the ancient world is pictures of the flat earth. Come on now. That's right. This flat earth shit had to be very important in the world for the ancestors to carve this thing everywhere. Everywhere you look all over the world, all these monuments is showing you that the earth is flat. Everywhere you look, it's a carving of the flat earth, and they'll try to write it off as something else. They'll try to write off, oh, that means something else, man. Well, that really the solar system. And man, dude, you can't, only people who want to be part of your cult is going to fall for that. But everywhere y'all look, listen, even Mecca is based upon flat earth. Everything about, see, here's what Mecca represent right here. The middle of the earth, the black stone at the middle of the earth. Earth, wind, and fire was telling you that. They named themselves after the elements, which is recycled at the North Pole. They was teaching you esoteric science with the album cover. They're doing a form of Mecca right there on the earth, wind, and fire cover, with the people in the white robes around a black stone. Why? Because when you die, your soul is wearing a white robe because you're a white ball of light. When we get out the body, your soul is this bright version of you that's like a bright anointed light body version. And light can't escape a black hole. And what's at the center of the earth is the great mother. That's the great mother that the Dogon is representing, calling her Amma. They're representing the Black Cuba's sacred womb that's going to allow us gods to be born again. So when your soul leave the body, it is going to get sucked and spaghettified into this black hole. And that's why we see all of the people wearing white going into the black hole. It's nothing to be scared of. This is something we look forward to, man. It's something to be happy about. The ancestors said when this happened, you're going to be a greater version of yourself in a better, greater reality, and it's only going to get better through your life cycles and reincarnations. You're going to reincarnate in higher realms until you exit the simulation and climb the top of the mountain like you see Kanye West showing you right there. They know this stuff. Him ascending up through the sky vault. There's a hole open in the sky, and the souls are busting out the top of that hole. If you look at Enoch, you'll see what Kanye West is showing you. A soul ascending, an ascended master going out the top of that sky vault. And this right here is why they removed the book of Enoch from the Bible, because it's based upon the Hebrew cosmology. They don't want you to know the earth is flat, man. Check this out. The Hebrews talked about the flat earth too. They said that there's a hole at the North Pole where all compasses is pointing. And if you just so happen to go through that hole, you will connect with God. So when a flat earther tell you that these people hide in God, what is God? Energy. What is energy? Electricity and magnetism. Where is the highest concentration of electricity and magnetism on Earth? At the North Pole. That's why all compasses are pointing there. The compass is built off the electromagnetic ley lines of the Earth. Those are azimuth equidistant points. All of those ley lines are pointing toward the North Pole because all of the energy is being sucked in the center. Is all talking about the path of light and the flux of a torus field. Very advanced science. But once you grasp it, it's simple as hell. This is what Tesla knew. This is what the Hebrews knew, what the earth was. You see the god Shu in the middle of the Egyptian cosmos, holding up the entire thing. That's right here, bro. Look at this. You see in the middle of this torus field, it looked like a human body, right? It looked like a human body inside of a bubble. And that's how you get this god right here. Inside of this thing, he's tossing a pizza, and he's fluctuating the torus field, which is nut, because he ain't just standing there being still. Let me show you what Shu doing. Shu is doing nut like this, and this is why the sky is turning, because Shu doing her like this. This was Shu doing to Nut in the Egyptian cosmology. He tossing a pizza. Look at, and as he's spinning that thing around and he tosses it up and down, guess what pattern he create? Let me show you. Guess what pattern Shu create when he do that? He create this pattern. Everywhere on Earth, we all see the same North Star spinning the way, and it's going up and down, up and down. It's fluctuating. There's a flux to it. So not only is it spinning, it's got this flux to it like someone tossing a pizza, like this. And if you look at the torus field, you can see that flux. You can see, if you look at the edges, how the waves kind of makes it contracts and expand. It kinds of this little subtle wobble as it spins. So this is what Shu is doing. This is the advanced knowledge that will show black people how to empower themselves literally. What do you mean, Sanchez, empower themselves literally? Well, okay, let me show you something real quick. Billy Carslin liked to bring up Tesla all the time, but he won't show you this, that Tesla wasn't just no genius who put the knowledge out of his arse. Tesla knew the earth was flat. Tesla studied Hindu cosmology. And if you go over there to Southeast Asia right now, they got a big ass Tesla car that they worship. And why? God is power, man. There ain't no dude in the sky. It's energy. It's pure energy. God equals energy, and energy is at the North Pole. The most concentration of electromagnetic energy or vortex energy is at the North Pole. Why is that? Well, look at the torus field. That's a suction point. Your compass is like a toothpick in the kitchen sink, and you pour the drain on it, and the toothpick is gonna spin toward the suction point. It's that simple. My compass is calibrated to the North Pole because if it's based upon the ley lines and magnetism, that's the biggest suction point. So all needles we know how to find our way around the earth by using this vortex as a reference point, no matter where we are. So even, people all around the earth migrate or navigate using the North Star because God is what? Guide. This is the star that guides everyone so they don't get lost. Now, when you read the Bible, it say that every man that follows God, he won't be lost. They turned God into some mythological being, but God was a direction to our ancestors. It was north. God was power, the place where the earth was generating its energy from, the core, the vortex. God was the word guide because all the ancestors knew if you followed the guide, you couldn't get lost. Today they tell you if you follow God, you can't get lost, but everybody lost. What are you talking about? We should have been connected with our ancestors because their truth is embedded within the very reality that we live in, that we call Earth. And you know why? Because they were Earth beings. They were connected to the Earth, right? And so they can disconnect from it. They connected their spirit here with the body. And just like you're a fallen angel. You're connected to the universe. There are some beings on this earth that ain't connected, so they stuck here. They can't go nowhere because they are disconnected from any other outer realities other than here. There's non-player characters. So that's a whole nother topic though. But I'm just giving you a sneak peek into like how the ancestors viewed reality and how they changed everything today. Like I said, they'll tell you you can't get lost if you follow God. But they're telling you God is some dude in the sky that you keep praying for. If you take a Christian and put them in a boat and give them a compass, they'll still get lost, man. Even though they got God. Now, they pastor telling them if they got God, they won't get lost. But they got God and they still use a GPS to get around. You see, it ain't God that's keeping these Christians from getting lost. It's Google Maps that's keeping them from getting lost. And that's based upon the North Pole. The guide, not the God. See, they got us literally lost believing in some fake reality, mythological stuff when we are spirits in a realm that is spiritual, and we forgot that. All of the terminology we use in religious settings can directly be applied to our reality because we are the gods, and this earth is the simulation that when God became flesh and when the creator fell into his own creation. And now you have to rise above it like Enoch doing. And this is what they don't want to teach you. Why? Billy Carson have a contract with NASA, the space program. And guess what? This knowledge I'm teaching is the biggest threat to NASA because this is the ancient space program. Our ancestors had knowledge to teach us how to leave the earth and go to other worlds. It was before NASA. NASA got the symbol of the serpent. They're teaching the world, NASA is teaching the world that someday we're going to go to space and we're going to be living on all these other planets. I'm telling you, it'll never happen. Even the Bible said no flesh and blood can enter the kingdom of heaven. You have to get out of your body like the prophets did, like the literal masters did. They were spiritual masters. But this gathering of the masters, it have all of the energy that's honoring your slave masters. Again, Billy has a contract with NASA. NASA then want our people teaching the true way to get off the earth. This whole new way of believing in the Greeks, believing in technology to get you off the earth, that was the way of the heathen. That was the way of the slave master. Our ancestors was teaching us that there's only one way you can leave this earth, and that's by mastering yourself. That's by basically an out-of-body experience via meditation when you master your spiritual side. But some other group came along and said, forget all that meditation out-of-body stuff. That's fake. That's pseudoscience. If you talk to any of these people like who believe in the globe or the physicist foundation of the Greeks, they deem out-of-body experience is pseudoscience. They just now coming on board with it because people waking up and more people are talking about it. So now science trying to act like, well, yeah, you know, there's some truth to it. They be late as hell. But the people who can't have an out-of-body experience act like it's pseudoscience. And they rather people teach alien abduction. So they've replaced leaving the earth with the space program. And they got a bunch of dudes in white suits going up to the sky, but they just mimicking the prophets like Enoch. In our ancient artwork, you got people in white robes having out-of-body experiences. The reason that they wear a white robe when they ascend up to space is for this reason. Let me show you. The thing that leaves your body when you go to another world is a bright ball of light, a white light. And this lands in another you, in another parallel reality, and you start dreaming. And there's many worlds out there you can go to. And there's already a you that's there. So it's perfectly made. You know how here, and it go through this little doorway, and it now can access the multiverse and go to any dream world it want to go to. Let's take a break. Salutes to everybody. If you can hear my voice, drop a 1. If the stream buffers, don't worry about it. It will kick right back in. It'll never buffer for too long. Or maybe it will. Are they messing with me today? Because my internet is good and hot and I'm directly connected. Let's see. Soon as the numbers get to 700, we buffer. Ain't that crazy? I do think I'm being shadow banned, man. I really do. Drop a 1 though if y'all can hear me. And I'm going to read all of the support. I just want to keep my flow. You see how the numbers jump from 600 to 670? Come on now, man. I've heard other content creators complain about this, but now I just witnessed it for my own self. How many of y'all just saw the numbers go from 600 viewers to 670 viewers in 1 second? I just, look, it's crazy. But let me get back on track here. Let me see where they start buffering at so I can stay where I was. Hold on a second. Let me listen back. All the numbers go from 600. Just saw the numbers, but now I just witnessed it for my own 670. Soon as the number. Hold up. Okay, so let's take a break. Let me see exactly where I stopped at. Do anybody know what I was talking about before the glitch happened? Because I done lost my train of thought. I was going in too. See something here. Type it in the chat room. Throw me a
Let's
little
take a break.
Did y'all hear the part when I was talking about the white ball of light going through the sky vault? If you heard that, just put "I heard it" in the chat room. I need to see where I left off at real quick so I can pick back up. Okay, entering other realms. Thank you. So look, this is what I'm saying right here. You see this little tube right here? This what connects you to all these other ethers over here. You see, I'm about to show y'all what they don't want y'all to know about the earth, because this is all relevant to why these guys are censoring flat earth. You won't know the truth. Here's the thing. There's a gap. There's a dark tower. They made a movie about it. The Babel Tower is a dark tower. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull that movie cover up and I'm going to take my time and be thorough with y'all. There's a movie called Dark Tower. And if you look at the cover of the movie, they rubbing it in your face that the North Pole is a place where two worlds are colliding. And where they collide at, it creates this gap in the middle. You see what I'm saying? So check it out. The ancestors showing you that right here with this cosmology. Look at this. This little space you see in the middle, that's the North Pole. But the paradox is it's a pole and a hole. It's a hole made out of a pole, if that make any sense, right? It is a opening that is a magnetic pole, but it's a hole. You see what I'm saying? This opening right here, the North Pole or the North Hole, however you want to call it, but this opening right here is what happens when our soul leave the earth, right? It goes into this little, like a basketball in a hoop. Once it get over this rim right here, it can now access these other realms, right? Here go our earth right here. Let's say you fall asleep over here. Your little ball of light is going to do like this. Boom. It's going to shoot toward this little elevator, and it's going to beam me up, Scotty. And it's going to say, okay, which one of these worlds I want to get off in, right? And it say, well, I want to go to the yellow world. Okay, let's say your soul say tonight, I'm going to the yellow world. This world back here, the yellow one, right? So it's sleeping right here on earth. And then boom, the little white ball of light, right? It leaves your head. Let me show you this white ball of light real quick. Want to be thorough with this. This white ball of light right here. This is the real you. This leaves your head and it goes into this tube right here. And as it goes into this tube, whichever world it want to go to, in the case of this yellow one, it gets off right here like an elevator. It's like an elevator system. So the soul goes in here, boop, beam me up, drop me off at the 4th floor. Boom, there I go, bam. And then your consciousness, wherever your other avatar is in this particular universe, it just goes right into it. It gets off right here in that little ball of light. Let's say you over here chilling right here. What happens is your consciousness get beamed up, boom. It goes in here, roll down here, boom, and drops into your other body that's there. And you start living in a dream world now. And you walking around that world in a dream. Then when you through dreaming, the little ball of light, boop, it goes right back to this pole, drop down the tube and go to the you that's here sleeping. You wake up and you say, yo, I was in a dream in other world, right? That version of you is still over there doing his thing. All of these versions of you is in all of these worlds living out their scripts. And you can visit each one of them and observe the script. You're the reader of the book. You're not the character that's written in it. That means you're not your body. Your body is an avatar that's running out a script that was written in these simulations. In this world, you're a karate teacher. In this world, you're a doctor. In that world, you're a rapper. And you can't change the script, but you can change the world. So you are everything. All of the probabilities have played out of what all you can be in all of these parallel realities which is anything you want to be, you're already it. You just got to go to that particular world. That's what heaven is. You dialing up the universe that you desire to be in. This whole life we live in is a result of fallen gods forgetting how to travel the multiverse. Because when we knew how to do what Enoch was doing, anytime we didn't like what was going on in one world, we just went to another one. We lived out multi-dimensional realities. And it was like, hey, if I'm watching some on TV and my show go off and some boring come on, I change the channel. And then when some boring come on that channel, then I change it again. Right? So in each of these worlds, you can hop worlds, and whenever some go on in that world, let's just say one of these worlds get destroyed with a nuclear bomb. You can project your consciousness out of there before you even feel any pain. The ancestors were so good at this out-of-body projection stuff that before the enemy could even torture them, they had already projected their soul out the body. You couldn't torture them. You couldn't get no knowledge out of them. And it's a lot of animals that can do that too. I think there's a certain kind of narwhal that if you try to kill it, it'll kill itself. And I think there's a certain kind of seal, it don't die. It just sleep into its own death. It basically takes it. It's like I wouldn't say suicide, but you can look up, it's a lot of animals do that. They just walk off the world stage. Basically, they project out the body and they just cross over to other realities. In my opinion, that's what they're doing. But what I'm trying to show y'all is some deep knowledge about how to leave the earth. And that is hidden by the modern space program, which is telling you this is how to leave the earth in a rocket. But the old space program was teaching that the way you leave the earth was through the sky vault, through the outer body experience. And they're not teaching us that, which is why a lot of people are going to be stuck. You would have been taught the knowledge that Enoch had of how to ascend to the heavens from since you was a child in the ancient world. You see what I'm saying? So the ancients weren't trying to be rich because they knew that there's a universe out there where they ruling the world, y'all. What if I told, and they got this in the new Black Mirror episode, they showing this too, where the lady is skipping through all the parallel realities with a little remote. But the remote is your soul, your pineal gland. It can switch through any of these realities. So people saying, man, I want to get rich. Bro, there's a universe out there where you ruling the world. Because the ancestors said all probabilities is playing out. Every one of us got a universe out there where you'd actually the richest man in that world. So everybody, every scenario and probability is playing out in its own universe. And there's even a universe where you are the boss. And they showing you that in all of the movies. That's what heaven is. Everyone ascending to their own universe, which is your world. People will tell you that all the time. Like, man, it's your world. It's your world. This ain't our world. And the Bible say that this is the devil's domain. But the ancestors was trying to teach us how to access our world, the kingdom that's within, as Jesus called it. So we don't know how to access that because all of this ancestral knowledge has been hidden behind space programs and all that, which leads leads me back to the gathering of the masses. Shout out to the top music attorney. And my whole thing is these are a bunch of gate guards. This stuff is affiliated with the Boule, Freemasons, Pan-Africans. Like, a lot of people think I'm hating, right? And they'll say, man, you just mad because they attacked flat earth. Yeah, I am. I admit that because they started it. Billy Carson started it. He attacked flat earth before we attacked him. He started it. And he continued to bash it while spewing a bunch of alien abduction stories. And I'm like, yo, I'm trying to connect people with the ancestors. Billy trying to connect them with E.T. I'm trying to connect people with their damn ancestors, man. And he's trying to connect them with damn aliens, gray aliens and shit. And people are, and they putting a lot of money behind that. They want you to connect with everything but what's going to activate this awakening in your DNA. And there's a lot of gate guards out there pointing our people in different directions in massive numbers. And no one is pointing our peoples to the inside of themselves. No one telling our people go within. They saying vote for Trump or vote for this person. That's the answer. Or follow this group or follow that group. Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is within. Ain't nobody telling you to go within but the people that's connecting you to your ancestors, because they know that your ancestors is in your DNA. That's right. Anybody telling you to connect with anything else, that's why they said so many people gonna be led astray in the end of days. People gonna be seeking alien abduction. People already saying, abduct me, I wanna get abducted. Young Pharaoh, alien abduction stories. And he gets mad that I bring that up. I'm sure Billy do too. But I do the same with Christians that say, man, I went to sleep and an angel took me to heaven. I don't get into all that either. and y'all all can get mad when I say it's bullshit. I don't believe you're lying. Until it happened to me, you full of shit, and you need to quit teaching that to our people, because that's a cult. You building a following off of your little personal experience. I'm not building a following. I'm building a family off connecting people with their DNA and ancestors. That ain't a following, that's a family. All of us connected to the same knowledge and source. You got people building followings off abduction stories. People building followings off of personal experiences that the other people following them didn't experience. How is that different than Jim Jones? I talked to an alien and it told me some knowledge that you niggas ain't got. So that makes me the leader. And y'all shut up and listen, because E.T. abducted me. He didn't abduct you. And he did some stuff on me that gave me some superpowers and some divine insight. Like, that's a cult, bro. That ain't connecting you to your ancestors. That's connecting you to mysticism, and is redirecting you and put you into this new age Vatican shit where they finna have this fake alien invasion, and everybody gonna be like, oh, them our ancestors, because all of these black conscious teachers are telling y'all aliens are black ancestors. That's what they teaching y'all. They're teaching that our ancestors are coming back for us with the motherships, the Nation of Islam, the pills, Billy Carson. Billy Carson already a nigga who said he was abducted and he like it. Pharaoh got abducted. They said if it could happen again, they wouldn't trade it. And Umar Johnson got abducted. Ain't it crazy that all the Boule, Freemason, Kemet, these kind of people are the ones that the aliens are interested in? You don't see the agenda? The New World Order agenda is for aliens to be the new God, but aliens is AI, because what they gonna see in the sky is holographic artificial intelligence. And guess what? It's gonna be able to beam certain frequencies in your brain and send false messages in your head. And eventually it's gonna be able to extract people's consciousness from their body, just like in the movie Nope, when these things in the sky sucking folks up. So a lot of people gonna be saying, I want to connect with the gods, with the aliens. And they've been prepping the black conscious community for this alien invasion, for this New World Order shit for a long time. Because the gate guards been giving them the alien stuff. The Vatican already said aliens are our friends, our angelical brothers and sisters. That's another way of saying our ancestors. So I do think they're going to pull off some in the sky for all of the alien cults like Billy. And a lot of people going to be wanting to get abducted. To them, it's the rapture. They already been telling them, these are our ancestors. This is Nibiru. Our ancestors coming to fight the devil, to coming to get us. Even the Hebrews been telling they people that the God and his army with the angels are coming back with nuclear weapons. The Hebrew Israelites teach that. So they are already talking about new technology in World War III that's going to be used on the masses. Y'all going to say, oh, the Hebrews prophesied this in the sky. That's our God coming to save us. And the black people already been telling y'all the same lie. Them our ancestors. When really, that's going to be the enemy. This is my theory. Everybody got theories. Some people even got abduction stories. So please don't think what I'm doing is so far-fetched. So this stuff is deep, man. And I'll take any smoke. It's going to be smoke only. Smoke only, please. Smoke only. I'll take any smoke. And it's just crazy because, why would you be at Stone Mountain? Because you're honoring the slave masters, a gathering of the masters. It should be a gathering of the masses where, what if all black people had a day where we went all around the South to these old burial sites and we all did a mantra or a chant or something to connect with our ancestors? Do you think that there will be some kind of spiritual forces that come on our side versus us going to and praying to Jesus, the enemy's slave masters? We put a lot of prayer into Greek deities, and it keeps the Greek in power. If there's any science to vibration, cymatics, and prayer, and where we channeling our energy to, I can see why we at the bottom. We channeling all of our energy to our enemies' deities. Now, what if all of the black people was on board with what I'm saying, connecting with our ancestors? We control the trends. You see what I'm saying? Now, what if all of the black people was saying, look, we're going to pick this day out of the year. We're going to occupy all of these old burial sites. Because even in these white guys' scary movies, they'll tell you that there's a lot of energy at these old Indian burial sites, these old slave sites, right? They'll show you how the corporation will try to build on that burial site and everything will go wrong. You see, like if Elon Musk tried to build one of these AI data centers over one of these old slave burial sites, it wouldn't go right. Shit will be messing up, going wrong. That's what they show you in these movies. And this, I believe there's some truth to that, there's resonant energy that's left behind that we can tap into from our ancestors, but we're not claiming our inheritance. They got us calibrate our energy toward Kemet, toward the Greeks, toward the Boule type shit, the Billy Carson type shit. That's what the whole Brother Rich, this whole black conscious community, if they ain't dealing with nut and gab, but they professing to be some experts at Kemet, them are charlatans. Them the synagogue of Satan. They will look at this right here and try to make it a solar system. Come on now, people. Any man with eyes, the Bible said, let them see, be not deceived by the false prophets. The ancestors let us know what the earth is so no one can take advantage of us. We the ones who knew all the secrets of the universe, and now we going to the Greeks. What? You gonna tell me that the Mayan had the most accurate calendar, which is based upon them studying the stars, but if I ask this black teacher about the universe, he gonna take me to Galileo and Newton because he's a Freemason, because he's a Billy Carson, because they can't take you to your ancestors. It'll shake apart their whole system of wealth. That if these people been selling books about reptilians, aliens, ancestors in the Bureau coming to get you, the Nation of Islam, all of these black groups been doing that. And they're not finna now come along with the awakening in the age of Aquarius, because the Aquarian age mean that the truth about to be revealed now, and all of these false institutions and false prophets, the truth is flat earth. They can't let that rise. They gonna try to maintain the status quo, maintain that old church energy, and keep niggas believing in pseudoscience, alien shit in the sky to be your savior. Because if you in the church, you looking for a white dude to break the clouds open to save you. If you in the black conscious community, they got y'all niggas anticipating an alien abduction. Everybody looking for something in the sky to save them. And the truth is, the thing that's in the sky that's going to save you is what? Your pineal gland, your higher self. Your mind resides over the material world, mind over matter. And if we would activate our minds versus our ego and our pseudoscience and our Greco-Egyptian programming, our Greek letter boule university ass programming, if we would let all that go and just use your mind and critical thinking, you will see how the earth is flat. Instead of saying, why would they fake it? Why would they lie? That ain't using your mind. That's using your brain. And your brain just want to keep shit the same. Your mind is ready to shake shit up and bring forth a new reality for God's people, man. That's right. But it can't do it if we stay the same. If we keep the world, think about this now. Let me get back on track, all right? God ain't a dude in the clouds that's gonna save you. It's this right here. The mind inside of the brain is the God in the clouds. Your brain, what do they say about the clouds? It's 70% water. What do they say about the brain? It's 70% water. What do they say about the cloud space in computer terms? It stores memory in the cloud in computer language. Your brain is a cloud, man. It's cloud space. It's storing the memories of the soul in one hard drive that you call a body. But you got several hard drives you can load up and get a different memory in, which is mean you have a bunch of avatars out there that you can fly like a magic carpet. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Because when I'm telling you that God is the mind, it's what I'm saying. God is the thing guiding you, which is your mind, which reside over the body's mind over matter, which is why you see God in a driver's seat at the crown over you're controlling your avatar with your thoughts. Simple. That's the guide. Just like the North Pole. God is in the clouds. It's because your brain is literally cloud storage space for the soul. And your soul has filled this hard drive up with a life experience from childbirth to death. But it has other hard drives or avatars that it can go and hop in and load them up and live out a parallel life in a parallel reality. So your life, if you rearrange the words, it's your file, F-I-L-E, and it's been loaded by the soul. The soul can't edit this script. It loaded and it's experienced it from beginning to end. Deja vu proves this. Deja vu proves that we're living out a pre-written script, just like the Bible said. It was written in the beginning. Even the ancient people knew we were in a simulation. And in case you don't know, you cannot even entertain the simulation idea if you still think in a linear timeline. Okay? In a simulation, everything has already been written out. Tomorrow, everything you're going to do tomorrow is written out. This knowledge of the universe will start to explain deja vu. It will make us like the prophets of old. You will be able to tell the future. These are gifts that we once had. The people who wrote the Bible, you want to know why it ain't never been another book like the Bible? or all of the books that's based on, that's because everybody got a form of the Bible. There's only one prophetic truth. It was written by the prophets. And those were the last humans, slaves, that were time travelers, the Mayans and all them, that was able to access these higher realms with out-of-body experiences. They was going into the future, coming back, writing books about what they saw, and it became prophetic text of people telling you what's going to happen. The Mayan did it too. The Mayan turned it into a whole damn calendar. The Mayan wrote their calendar tells prophecies up into the year 3000, it says to some. Some say it stops in 2030. So it's arguable. But one thing they all agree on is that their calendar goes into the future long after they gone, telling you what's going to happen in our time with a 99.9% accuracy. Come on now, people. The only way you can predict some stuff with that kind of accuracy is if your ass have seen the future. You ain't like us. You know something about deja vu that we haven't grasped yet. You've harnessed this deja vu gift to a level that you are writing books about what's going to happen in the future like a meteorologist telling you the weather forecast. And these books that these prophets was writing, telling people what was going to happen long after they were dead and gone, became all of the holy texts that we see around the world, because these kind of humans ain't around no more. They still here, but they ain't using their power. They using their indoctrination. They using their ego, and they thinking that they know everything. And they just like to repeat it because it's a crowd mentality. The majority doing it, so they must be right. That's psychology. So this gathering of the masters is definitely, to people on the outside looking in, they say this is innocent. This is black power, black love. Sanchez, come on, man. How can this be a negative thing? Come on, brother. Quit looking at everything so negative, brother. You know, I can hear some people saying that. I can hear some people saying right now, listen, Sanchez, everything ain't just that deep. You know, these just some brothers having a good time, some people, you know, coming together. And you that's because you shallow. Everything is deeper than what y'all think, bro. And there is an agenda being carried out and a war that's being fought on this earth between good and evil. You just don't know it. You looking for guns and bullets, but you don't know it's information, it's knowledge. That's the biggest war that's being fought right now, bro. So I've said what I had to say. Y'all can share this video. Oh, matter of fact, let me check the call line. Let me drop the link one more time and let me start reading the donations while we wait on any smoke. Don't go nowhere because we might have some debates coming if somebody got smoked. I got to do this to show I'm nothing like those cult members. When people try to say, well, y'all a cult, guess what? Cults will isolate themselves from everyone that disagree. I invite smoke. Billy Carson don't. Brother Rich don't. The red pill and blue pill don't. They stay away from anybody that's disagreeable with them. That's a cult, bro. It ain't the opposite way around. That's them with the echo chamber, the cult. Shout out to Devin Johnston. She says, Sanchez, you got the story right. I'm going to put a heart on all of these. I was in the Holy Ghost, and I had my screen shares up, and I want to keep the flow. Shout out to Dolph Obama, says, salutes to Sanchez and the show on this good Monday. Salutes to you guys. Shout out to T1N4B4ZZ. Thank you for the $10 super chat, sis. Shout out to Sally McDermott. Once again, Sally, thank you for your continued support as well. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to Marty. One truth, infinite lies, flat power. That's what's up. Shout out to Isaac Frimpong once again. Thank you, sir, for your continued contributions. Shout out to Ripple Man for the super chat. Said facts 100. The center is the source of creation. You know it. Shout out to Terrell Johnson for the $20 super chat. Big love. He said, keep up the great work. You are appreciated, man. I appreciate that. Shout out to Jessica Calhoun for the super chat. Appreciate that, Jessica. And to Leonard Robinson as well. Salutes, Bro Sanchez. Salutes back to you, Leonard. And shout out to Ewan T. Thank you for your support. And also to Gail Monifa. Said guns and butter. Keep going, bro. Thank you all for those super chats. If you guys would like to donate in any other ways, if super chat ain't your cup of tea, I do have a Cash App. It's $BROSANCHEZTV, and I will respond to those via the app, and I will read them out if you put read mine or shot me out next to it before I close out the show. We do have people joining, but they ain't staying on. They hopping on and off. So probably some tech issues. So stand by. We look like we're going to have some smoke. Stand by. I'm going to drop the link. And if anyone disagree with what I'm saying, I said a lot, right? I said that going to Stone Mountain is you really honoring the enemy. And what I said was, if Billy Carson and all of these people was to go to like one of these old slave burial sites, they would feel uncomfortable. They would feel hella uncomfortable. Because Billy is part of the brotherhood. You know, the brotherhood that went against the ancestors. They all network and they're gate guarding the knowledge that would connect our people with our ancestors. That's a fact. So they know they can't take they behind to no ancient slave burial sites. They feet might catch on fire. You better go to the KKK ceremonial site. Who we got on? Shout out to Demi. Shout out to you, sister. If you got anything for the people, take the floor.
Peace.
Salutes.
Peace and love. Salutes. No, you know I don't have no smoke with you. So I'm the last to, encourage that.
I know, I was just offering you the mic though. But yes, I'm glad you joined though. And then to anybody with smoke, hit the link. Yeah, go ahead.
I just have a comment on, do you think our people, the Black people, do you think we are suffering from like identity crisis? Because this is getting out of hand in a way. In my opinion,
we suffering from a gate guard crisis, and even the Bible prophesied it. Look, even Rets 84 say when they start rolling out this new level of deception on the masses, we ain't gonna even know it. It ain't like they gonna hit a button and sound an alarm. It's gonna happen gradually to where it seemed coming, like how TikTok came along and AI is just gradually embedding itself as a normal part of our reality and shit. And it's like, oh, you know it, we in a whole nother world, man. And it's like, to answer your question, it ain't necessarily an identity crisis, because the truth is this, Demi. If there weren't a lot of deceivers misdirecting the masses minds are so bright, they would figure it out and eventually connect with their ancestors, because our ancestors left a bunch of symbols, sacred writings, and these symbols and sigils have a frequency that will resonate with our DNA and make us start unlocking this code of the universe that's in all of that cosmology, the symbols, just like I'm doing. People will say Sanchez don't read books and he ain't got no sources. That's because I'm literally I wouldn't call it channeling, but I got a gift of seeing. It's called syncretism. I ain't gotta make it into no gift and all that shit. It's called syncretism. Look it up. But this was what the ancestors was doing, syncretism, to see the totality of all things. But yeah, it ain't an identity crisis, because the truth is there. It's just hidden behind the liars And once the liars disappear, the only thing that'll be left standing for the people to see is the truth.
Right. Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm. It ain't like
And
if we was born on this earth and nobody never told us about a globe, you would just say the earth is flat anyway. You see what I'm saying? Just that's what the ancestors did. So if there was nobody there to lie to you, nature gave us the truth. That's our birthright and inheritance. So you would have been born looking around, just using common sense, getting the truth. But we was born in the enemy school system, and it's hard to tell people, hey, they lied about everything. Why would they lie, man?
right. Thank you. Thank you for the answer, because now that makes sense. Thank you.
Good questions. That really helped the show move forward. Appreciate that, Demi. We do have Kara Jahel, Elohael. Did I butcher your name? I want to hear you pronounce.
Peace, brother. What's
peace,
going
brother.
on?
You got to pronounce your name, man. Peace and love.
It's Kara-El. Kara-El. Eloha'el.
Okay. All right. Yeah, peace and love, brother. Thanks for joining, man. Go ahead. You got the floor.
If you walk with me, I just want to ask you one question, and I want to build depending on your answer.
Okay.
Now, what would you say weigh more? What's more heavier? Like what's more like deeper, right? A person's intentions or the outcome? What's more deeper, pure intentions or the outcome?
I think that you can't exercise one of those without the other. It's kind of like cause and effect. Like it's kind of like you're asking me which one is more important, the cause or the effect, but they're both equally intermingled to, you know what I mean, work together. Like the cause would dictate the effect, which would dictate the next cause,
if you had
which
to
would
choose.
dictate. Okay, it's hard. It's kind of one of those things you can't choose, but I'll do it. I would say a person can have an intent to do good, right? But actually harm you. So then that's when you say, well, the outcome was actually more effective or in a worse way, right? Person can have intent to do bad to you and fuck around. They can be like,
and
look,
something good happen.
Right, like they can be like, look, he liked that girl. I'm gonna go hate on him and tell the girl that, you know, you don't like that nigga, man. He's a clown, all that. And that actually made the girl say, I do like him now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You hating on that nigga like that. You just made her like it more. And that, y'all know y'all about to witness shit like that. So it's crazy that it can happen either way. But I tell you this, no one never asked that. That's a very interesting question.
Yeah, I like to ask a lot of people that question because if you deal with psychoanalytics, it'll really show you that person, right? So the reason why I ask you that is because when you say that this Brother Rich retreat, right? First, let me say I've been watching you since the beginning, bro. You know what I mean? When you was with RFG or whatever his name is, y'all was doing y'all thing. And
so salutes to him. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching Sonetta TV, Brother Rich for, man, 10, 15 years now,
Me
man.
too. Salutes to Sonetta as well.
Yeah,
the OG. It is shit. Yeah.
Years ago, I was on your podcast, right? And you know what I mean, you wanted to smoke. And I told people that reality is what you make it. It's whatever the earth is, it's whatever earth you live on. Because it's really what we make it. We really create our own reality. So if you live on a red earth, blue earth, round earth, or earth in the space that they told you, you really create that in your own reality. Now, if we want to talk about base reality, right? But I digress though. But what I wanted to speak on, are we not manifesting our higher selves or our ancestors anywhere we go? If you think about it, first of all, the
Your
Stone Mountain is
ancestors are
ours.
to answer you real quick though, not to cut you off, but just to interject. I'm with you. Our ancestors is in us, but there are certain places where we can go where there's a resonant wake of their energy lingering in that area. If that make any sense.
Okay, I feel you on that, right? I feel you on that, right? So what you saying is, why make it a big deal? Why y'all going to the Stone Mountain when it's really other places that our ancestors used to go? It's other places that we should be going.
And not only that, but Stone Mountain would be like, for example, if you had a bunch of white nationalists that wanted to honor the Klan, they would go to Stone Mountain because their ancestors went there for years. It's symbolic to them. But see, black folks are telling you we going today like as some way to remember yeah, go ahead.
Well, I got an analogy. Okay, say you own a house, right? And you pass away, your children own the house. But you have like an enemy, right? You know where I'm going with this story.
No, I don't. Go ahead. Go.
The enemy come take over your land, your house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your descendants, it's sometime passed away. The enemy descendants passed away. Nobody really owns that land or house anymore, right?
No, it ain't the my whole joint ain't about ownership. What I'm saying ain't about ownership. I'm on some spiritual shit. I'm talking about energy in areas.
Who got more resonance? Who got more
The Klan
power?
The Klan do. Stone Mountain. But see, even though you want to believe that, I'm telling you it is, because let me tell you something real quick. I'm gonna show you how I know what I'm telling you, bro. Just hear me out real quick.
I'm listening.
Just real quick. Every group got certain spots they kick it at. I'm gonna give you an example, right? In my hood, all of my people would kick it on the bridge. And if you kick it on the bridge, people look at it like you one of them boys, the bridge boys, the Sloss Village nigga. You ain't kicking it on that bridge if you don't want us. This is a sacred spot, to the point if we get old, we will go back to that bridge and reminisce. This is our spot. If we died, I will go to my homeboy and say, man, let's go to the bridge to remember our homie. We remember because we used to go to this bridge. So there's another group of people. Hold up, bro, listen. Real quick, let me land. Now, let's say there's an enemy to my homies, and they got a whole area where they be hanging out at. Now, I can say, well, look, my people all own this whole county and this whole state. That ain't the point. I'm saying there's a certain spiritual space where a person made a shrine for their ancestors at. Even if it's on my land, I'm not going, that's the shit. That's like saying, okay, my ops over there who been chilling over there all this time representing they homies over there, that's where we gonna meet up for our hood reunion at, in the ops area, just because it's our hood. But bro, I'm gonna say, no, we meeting up at the bridge, man. That's where our energy at. I get what you saying. We own all of this shit. I'm with you. I ain't even debating ownership. I'm saying those people designated that spot as a ceremonial spot for Klan shit, and they still got spaces like that now that they use on my land.
So can I ask you this? Can I ask you this? You believe in reversing the curse, rewriting the script? Do you believe our magic can turn some shit around, turn it over?
And let me tell you how you do it. Hold on, I got you.
Salute, brother.
I got you, brother. Let me answer him. Salute. Let me kick it. Let me answer the brother now. I believe you do that by going to Stone Mountain and desecrating that carving that's on the mountain. I'm answering you now, and I'm being fair and lenient. I'm saying if we gonna reverse the energy and energy in that area, then that mountain got a big racist ass carving on it that was carved there by the Klan. Is still there. Get bodied. Hell, they desecrated Moses West machine. They desecrate. Look, listen, listen, bro. They fucked up Carmelo. People mad about Carmelo,
My phone,
right?
dog, I'm sorry.
So no, don't interrupt this truth. Listen what I'm saying. They dismantled the Georgia Guidestones. Niggas are desecrate and vandalize anything when it's time to riot and protest. They tear up everything. Hey, go tear up that racist Klan monument right there in Stone Mountain, and I'll go out there with you.
Is it
How
chess
ironic?
or
Go
check?
ahead, brother Sanchez.
Even again, because think about, let's go back to my example, right? Let's say my homies say, look, man, we done took over this whole area. Let's go to the enemy's hood and have our reunion, right? To take over the land. When we get there, we gonna tag out all of their shrines. We gonna disrespect they shit, right? So that's what I'm saying.
Is it chess or checkers, though?
No, bro, no, it's simple. It's simple. I'm simple. You asked me a question. You said, can they reverse it? I just showed you how, man. See, but King, let me holler at him. All of those folks out there said that they spiritual, right? And what I just told you is a spiritual ritual on how to reverse that energy. What does that tell a child that goes to that area and see that racist stuff? They said in America said we need to delete all this racism, right? Let's smooth that shit out. No, think about it. That's a beautiful stone that's been in America way before the colonizer. Why the hell he get to have that racist symbol on that beautiful stone, bro?
How ironic.
Think about it. Now, let's restore nature. That's vandalism. What if I go up to a mountain right now and carve a gang symbol on it? They'll be mad, but there's a stone in my black land with the KKK shit on it, and you telling me I want them to do it under my terms, bro. I'm just telling you the real, bro.
You can't make this up. You can't make this up.
All right, can I say my last piece? Because I know there's a lot of people in here. Everybody want to speak.
Yeah,
go ahead, brother. Go ahead. You got it.
Okay, now I agree 1000% with you, brother. The thing is that now when you say go vandalize this, right now, because let's be realistic.
I didn't say go do that. See what he doing, bro, right now? You see that, yo?
It was just an example.
Hey, bro, I answered your question. You said, how can they reverse it? And I just told you the truth spiritually.
Okay.
My theory on how you reverse racist energy, what was desecrated there.
Can I say my piece without any interruptions?
But without misrepresenting me, though, brother. Don't do me like that. Go ahead.
I didn't. Okay. So I apologize if I misrepresented.
Yeah, because I don't want nobody to think I'm telling them to go vandalize. Yeah.
Okay. Now, from my perspective, right?
Respectfully.
From my perspective and my perception, right? When we talking about being spiritual and doing spiritual work, I don't perceive that actually as doing something physical, right? Now, when we talking about doing spiritual work, hold on, wait, let me finish, brother. Let me finish. Then you can say it. So what I believe is that that's why I asked you my first question, what's more important? Intention. Because I'll bring the conversation full circle, full cycle. What's more important, intentions or outcome? So if you go into a situation, no matter what the situation was or is, if you have a pure heart intention, you go into it, you're going to raise the frequency of that surrounding area, right? No matter where it is. So now if we have multiple consciousness, that's a more powerful resonance. Now, if we use the spiritual, technology, which is Stone Mountain, a big ass crystal, and we put our pure heart intentions into it, then we gonna reverse the script of the whole fucking universe. Now, when you talking about that's like cardinal. You talking about going up there and vandalizing or causing. We can do that too. We can riot. We can, we can get bowdy. That's one of my favorite songs. We can get bowdy. But it's chess, not checkers. So it's what you do. It's not what you do. I don't see how it's a. Now
let me respond to all this malarkey, because check this out, bro. You asked me You ask me a question and you want me to do it under your terms, but you tried to act like I'm trying to do that. Because you asked me a question. You said, bro, what would they have to do to reverse it? And I gave you my example and you didn't like it and you spit out a bunch of bull crap, some kumbaya crap. You're trying to separate the physical from the spiritual. I need everyone to stay muted. I'm begging you now, please. So check this out, right? Here's the thing. You don't understand ritual. You don't understand that the physical and spiritual are tethered together and that they're one and the same, that the spiritual realm affect the physical realm because those white people's spirits had negative energy, and they also knew the secrets of how stones hold energy. That's why we wear crystals, brother. We wear amethyst. We wear different stones. Guess what? When you carve this stuff in them stones, then the spirit of the forefathers that you carved in that stone get to linger in that area. Now, a lot of people may not agree with what I'm saying, but there's a reason why our ancestors carved themselves in stone. They carved big images of themselves all over the Olmec in stone. Mount Rushmore is another form of that. I'm telling you that there is a spiritual ritual to carving in stone, which is why the hieroglyphs is so spiritual, which is why a lot of ancient carvings is so spiritual, brother, because that's how our ancestors speak to us, by carving in the stone. And that's why the KKK left that shit on that stone for their children. And guess what? It shows the next generation of white supremacists. Niggas is too scared to remove it. Because if a gang come to your land and tag they set on, bro, don't do that. If a gang come to your land, the ops, and tag they set on your land and you don't cover it up and disrespect it, then you coward. Everybody know that in gang culture. If a fucking ops come to your hood and put and spray they set in your hood and you don't cross it out, that mean y'all scared of them. So that's what I'm telling you with black folks with this Stone Mountain shit. Niggas ain't gonna impress me till they scratch that shit out, bro. Niggas is shooting each other in the face every day from looking at them wrong, but they ain't gonna mess with that Klan carving. They ain't gonna mess with that KKK shit. And if I was a white boy coming up in the Klan, I would say, yeah, them niggas know better. That make me feel good. That I know they'll carve out and kill each other, but they will not carve out that cake in their land, on their land.
You right, brother. I'll let you land, but you 1000% right. I ain't think about it like that. You 100% right, God. Like that, you right. They got they sigils, they tags, they, you know what I mean, all they shit on our shit. So you right. We going up there singing Kumbaya. Okay, I get it. You know what I mean? I'm just thinking.
Yeah, like that's all I was saying.
Yeah, I get it. I was thinking like, you know, it's chess, not checkers. So that's my aspect of it. You know what I mean? The intentions and then versus the outcome. You know what I mean?
And I agree with Brother Sanchez. Salute to Brother Sanchez for having me on this platform.
And we're going to pass you the mic now, King Infamous, and then we're going to go to D.S. Saifu Stone. We're going to get everybody in. Thank you. Go ahead.
Appreciate you. And then we got to really think about this, too. Whole time, like, we literally disintegrating each other, and that's what they want us to do, allegedly, in my opinion. So we gotta look at the actual physical form, and then we gotta look at our spirit. Where's our spirit at? Is we gonna sit here and continue to destroy all our people like one by one, or we just gonna come together? Because it seems to me ain't nothing new under the sun. And with what Brother Sanchez just said, listen, I'm a content creator too. All right, now look, I cause a lot of bull crap on my platform, but the thing is, I am uncompromised, and I have to, me personally, I gotta. For my family, I want to stand up for something. I don't want to be on this internet labeled as a goofy or internet.
You worrying about the wrong thing, man. Let me tell you something. Well, guess what? You're gonna come up here and try to do everything not to get them labels, and you're gonna get them anyway, bro. You're gonna come up. I'm just telling you right now, it's gonna always be a group of people call you a clout chaser, a hater, and everything else, even when you living your best version. You know, I'm just telling you that. When you say, man, I'm doing everything right, but they're still calling me stuff, they're gonna do that anyway.
Yeah. And I'm just saying, like, in my opinion, it's just like, damn, when we gonna realize that all we doing is just destroying? They call us, one word that I learned, and salute to Brother Sanchez, one more game, right? One word that I learned is goyim. I had to really look that word up. I'm like, what is goyim? What is goyim? And then I really looked it up, and then I found out what is goyim. And that's how they look at us, allegedly. That's how they
Okay,
look at us.
that's
Like,
facts.
I
Let
don't
me let
know.
me let me let me do one thing real quick. King Infamous, salutes to you. I gotta keep the mic passing around. If anyone think that what I'm doing is hating the clout chasing the internet, then you can definitely click the link and come up like with everyone else and speak your mind. So you ready for it, man? Like, I was clearing what I'm arguing today. All of my arguing is, hey, Billy disrespected Flat Earth, and that was a group. Think about this, y'all. Let me go back to the history. People say, why I'm mad at Brother Rich. It ain't that people say, why you hating on Brother Rich? Bro, I'm participating in spiritual warfare, and somebody strike at me first, and y'all act like I'm not supposed to keep striking back. Now, I can get it if a person say, hey, man, Billy Carson made that Flat Earth video long time ago, and he haven't really spoke about Flat Earth in a while. Well, he shouldn't have never did it, because now I'm going to forever do what I'm doing. Because
Yeah, stand on
yeah.
that. Yeah. Salute to Brother
Yeah.
Sanchez
And
for his
but
work
let
in
me
his.
show you why, though, because it ain't that I'm hating on Billy. The thing is this right here. You had a whole bunch of black guys have some abduction story, just like Stephen Greer.
Yeah.
He said he
Yeah.
was abducted by an alien. And all of these guys are starring these. Stephen Greer was teaching that before him. See, I've studied these guys, and I know who are the gate guards. A lot of y'all just, man, he hating. Let me tell you something. Hold on. Everybody, wait a minute. The stream buffering. Stream buffering. Drop a one if y'all can hear me right now. Drop a one if everybody can hear me. And all I'm saying, let me do something real quick too. Buffering. Yeah, so salutes to everybody. So if everybody in the chat can hear me, drop a one. So what I was saying was, yeah, man, like, everybody know there are gate guards in every group that's there to keep everybody at a certain level of understanding that they don't want you to rise over. Everybody know that. Now, I've done my research.
Yeah, I do.
I've done my research, and I found the gate guards in our communities, and people idolize these people. So it ain't as easy as going to say, hey, he a gate guard, he works with NASA, and this is his agenda, and this is what he going. I would do all that, and people will still think I'm just picking on somebody when these people started with us first. Think about it. You had a bunch of black guys saying, hey, check this out, my black brother. We found out something else that the white man lied to us about. Not only our history, but the cosmology of our ancestors is actually right, and we need to abandon what the Greeks taught us about the heavens, because the Mayans knew more than them. Duh. But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, make this up.
You'll go to all these black guys like, yeah, my black brother, and they'll say, man, if you don't get away from me with that dumb flat earth stuff, that's dangerous to our people. How that's gonna put food on the table? How that's gonna do that? And I'd be like, damn, how your alien abduction story gonna feed the children, my guy? And I know this
I wanted that too, brother.
like, we gonna play that game, but it gets like that, man. Salutes to my brother Key North for salutes. I'm gonna pass the mic.
Hey,
Yeah,
salute,
brother.
bro. Man, I see you back up to work, back at it. Salutes to you. Much love and respect, my good brother, Bro Sanchez, and salutes to the panel, and always love to the chat. Y'all, that energy, man. But Sanchez, you on point as always. Why would they go to Stone Mountain when Stone Mountain has a KKK flag implanted into it, and the energy of the KKK is already on Stone Mountain? So
Yeah.
why would he go carve energy into Stone Mountain? I'm telling you, these guys are sorcerers. These guys are witches and warlords, and we are
Warlocks,
giving
allegedly.
we
Allegedly.
we we giving them our energy by following up under them when they the gate guards. See, the gate guards don't stand on our side; they stand on our side of the fence. They ain't on the other side of the fence. That's the illusion of inclusion. You understand what I'm saying? They stand on our side of the fence to keep us off the other side of the fence, man. So salutes to you in this bill. I know I'm just
Salutes,
getting
man.
in,
Hell
man, but
yeah.
I'm with you, bro. With
It
this
got
fight,
the it,
bro. This spiritual
it got the
warfare.
yeah, it got the Confederate generals carved into it. It got think Robert E. Lee, Nathan Forrest. He was a grand wizard of the KKK. Like it's hella racist, bro. They gon' like it. It don't even you can smooth that out in one day, man, with some water pressure. You take the water pressure, and there we go. Now it's back. Cause think about it, how that ain't vandalism. Like I said, y'all can. It's ancient vandalism, right? Because look, but the people who see it, they don't see it as like a gang carving themselves into like some mountain in Arizona, right? They will smooth that out, right? But the Klan can carve they shit there. Boom, on a biggest stone in the state of Georgia, right? And it's connected to the ground. That's some spiritual significance there. And guess what? When you in the South, you feel this heavy ass energy of like white people in charge, nigga. I don't care how black it is.
Yeah.
You know that the white man run shit. Man, like I ain't gonna tell like real talk. Like niggas
Type
can
is.
front like they want to, but guess what? You know, white folks is still in charge. No, they ain't Sanchez. Okay, y'all air the block out and run from the white police. But the whole thing is, you
Oh,
know,
nah.
we gotta ask the white man for permission to everything, even in your black cities. And I ain't trying to make it about race. It's just that hey, Klan members are white. But yeah, it's
And
just
when
it's
in my opinion, we never been racist. In my opinion, my people, the
Y'all get out
indigenous
carefully. Do
people.
not hit these folks' car. Please don't hit their car.
so
Y'all very careful.
Yeah. We ain't gonna do that, but I'm just
So,
saying though. Salute to Key Morale. Salute. Northwood. Key Northwood. Salute to you, brother. I ain't
cool, bro.
and so listen,
yeah,
and so
brother.
I'm gonna pass it to think DX was the next. And
Yeah.
okay, yeah, you got it. Cause I
Brother
got it.
Sanchez, can you hear me?
Yeah, cause I'm about to shut it off. Yeah, you got it.
All right, man. First, I just want to say thank you. You one of the very few people who actually come with some truth. And in all content, I don't really have any quarrels. I just want to give you your roses while we can give them to you. But I did have a question, but the question was answered before in reference to the spiritual connection that is made on that mountain, on that rock. You know, like the stone itself and its significance. I was going to ask you too: is that stone like the ley line that stone is on, and the reference to that ley line, and why would these individuals actually choose
Mm-hmm.
that particular location in reference to the energy that it is referencing to, and even about the switching of it. Like, but I totally get the defacing aspect of it. Like, we've allowed a whole lot of stuff to go on and not being checked, and it's like, who's going to check the ones who need to be checked? And there's only twos and fews. So thank you very much and continue your work. And I support you 100 as Dr. Vegan X, making noise for everybody. Yeah.
Much love and respect, man. Hell yeah. That's what's good, bro. Somebody putting a 2 out there. No, I believe we good now. No buffering or nothing on my end. Yeah, shout out to Terrence Grove for joining. Man, salutes to that. DX
Peace
for
and power,
sure.
bro.
You got the floor, Terrence. Yeah.
Power.
Hey, Flat Power, my nigga. Thanks for joining. Hell
Flat
yeah,
power.
Flat Power.
Black power, you hear me?
Black mother loving power, man.
But I hope y'all, you know what I'm saying, get my points and don't just be saying he hating on him. I went over some real stuff. But I'm gonna revisit this anyway, though. This ain't gonna be the last video. I gotta get out of here, though. Peace and much
Hey, can I
love to y'all,
rebuttal real
man.
fast? Brother Sanchez?
What happened, yo?
Yeah, I was doing the rebuttal.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and I appreciate you. Salute to everybody that's in your chat too. And all the kings, queens, goddesses, whatever, all right? But listen, I just wanted to say this too. Billy Carson been actually allegedly he's been trying to drop gems. It seems like that we need one of them Billy Carson versus Brother Sanchez. That's just my opinion.
Flat
Billy
Earth
Carson
debate. I'm
versus
with it.
yeah. I love to see that. I love to see that debate. But listen, let me say this too though. See, a lot of people ain't really
I'm going West
understanding the
Huffing.
etymology of actual, the spiritual realm, and then they talking about, oh yeah, if you see the spiritual realm is different from humanity, because we are only humans, right? So I'm gonna be real quick. Whole time though. We are only human beings, like we're mere mortals. So it seems like a lot of people ain't really tuned in with their spirituality, in my opinion. And another thing is it's just a lot of things is about to turn. And if you actually pay attention to what's really going on, in my opinion, I'm gonna say that again because I don't want to. In my opinion, a lot of things, what is going on, you see these people that they talking about some, oh yeah, we need to vote. This is the last president. Hey, me personally, I don't vote. And I'm just saying this. You got to pay attention to what's really going on. See, now what happened to Elon? And now what's going on now? They trying to get all our people out the way, even though we the real energy. For real. We the real energy. All we gotta do is just take your socks off and go outside and step on the grass. Hey, listen, I don't wanna be too long-winded. I probably sound like I'm tripping, right? But listen, Brother Sanchez been doing this for a long time, and I appreciate him for having me up here. Just understand, I would love to have Bill, even if I ain't gonna
Yeah,
say
we
another
good, bro.
name.
We appreciate that. Let me keep the mic moving.
All
So
right, all
check.
right, all
Yeah,
right, I'm gonna be in the. All right.
sure, for sure. So let me do this real quick, right? Uh, let me clarify some things. Brother Rich haven't said nothing about me, but he ain't have to. He know what he's doing, right? He's providing a platform for people who do say stuff about me to do it. And my thing is, he's proven to the people he's not going to be a neutral platform, because the way how men supposed to move, that if I bring somebody on my channel to go against Key Norfolk, then I got if Key said, bro, let me come on your channel and respond to that. And I be like, nah, cause I don't like you or whatever excuse it is. I don't have a neutral platform. I can do what I want to do, but I can't say my platform is neutral. Like if I say, well, I'm gonna let you come on my channel to diss this man, but I ain't gonna let that man come on my channel to respond. Right? So that's part of an agenda right there. You know what I'm saying? Blackballing, whatever you want to call it. That ain't how. Men know you don't move like that. Like if you just got a new, for example, Sarnetta got like a platform similar to what Brother Rich doing, to where he don't really he have a lot of more people featuring on there versus him, right? And if he let a brother come up there and diss Shaka Amos, then he got to let Shaka Amos come on Sarnetta and respond to that brother. As they would go to get mad at Sarnetta. He know everybody know that's the way it go, but y'all will think I'm picking on Brother Rich. But you don't see he's a very sneaky guy with his subtle what he's doing, to attack. But at the same time, it ain't just me disrespecting, it's me calling out information, coming with receipts, teaching, and knowledge. Not just a bunch of, I don't like him. Oh, he looked this way. None of that. I'm talking about real stuff. And what the hit and why is even a division there? Because people, soon as Flat Earth came on the scene, a lot of the black gate guards started locking the gates up. They said, oh, the Flat Earthers are on the loose. The awakening happened. Shut your doors. Boom. And then they kept all they zombies on the inside and started mocking the Flat Earth, saying, don't y'all listen to them niggas. Yeah, man, they are dangerous. I'm talking about going in. And then we knocking on the gates like, hey, let me come in and debate him. He in there lying on me. Nope, the gates are shut. We just gonna let them. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to you, Red. How you doing, man? Yeah, salutes to the
Peace to the panel. Peace to the chat.
Shout out to you, Big Dog Philly, and to Young Quality, and to the whole chat room, channel members, iColly, Hydrogen, Jax, Gail, Katrina, what's good? How you doing?
They going to Stone Mountain, but I wonder why nobody going to the Step Pyramid on Moreland Avenue. It's a big Step Pyramid right on Moreland Avenue, and I don't never see nobody talk about it or even mention it at all.
Yeah, it's pyramids all around here they don't visit. Shout out to Jewel. You know why these guys like Billy Carson and all them don't visit none of these old ass pyramids right here in America? Because remember, they are Kemetic people. They teach that the Egyptians this, Egyptian that. So it'll kind of look a certain way now you going around, American stuff, showing the pyramids that's been here, because you would have to belittle them if you did.
I got a question, Sanchez, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you how you feel about them pyramids, because I kind of feel like the pyramids is an upside down symbol, and it entraps us in a backwards or upside down energy. Especially when you reference the tornado. So the pyramid will be a tornado upside down. How you feel about that?
Well, my whole thing about the pyramid is there's a flip side to it up under the pyramid that's hollowed out. And it really looked like a diamond. Like we really looking at the upper half of a diamond. And beneath the pyramid is an inverted pyramid that's hollowed out into chambers that go all the way down to a point. And that's my understanding of like the real truth about these pyramids is really a half of a diamond on some real stuff. And they kind of saying that now because they're releasing a lot of stuff saying a city beneath the pyramids. We found this beneath the pyramids. The pyramids go down so deep. And that's because, what I'm saying. It's like a whole, Imagine a space that's the size of the pyramid above the surface beneath it. That's a lot of hollow space in the ground. I'm pretty sure it's all kind of hidden stuff, up under Giza that's connected to an ancient power grid that's keeping some sort of humanoid alive, you know. So they can't think about it. There's been so many resets on the earth, and through all of these cataclysms and resets, the pyramids ain't never been destroyed. So it's something that's resetting the earth, but it can't destroy its power source. Now, the Pharaoh built the pyramid, and he said that the pyramid is allowing his soul to connect with earth. So that make a lot of sense if the ancient Egyptians cheated death and the dynasties were the first humanoids that established themselves on earth, then they wasn't building pyramids for immortality as a symbol. That shit's real. And that if you destroy the pyramids, you're literally destroying a tower that's allowing an ancient soul to connect inside of its avatar here wirelessly from the underworld.
What's the difference between the step mound and the actual pyramid?
And you know what? That's a debate. They like this, instead of them calling the pyramids down here pyramids, they will say that they are mounds. And that's what a lot of Kemetic people do, so that they can maintain this lie in history that the only place we find the very first pyramids on earth in Egypt. And you don't find any pyramids until boom, boom, boom. But then people will say, but what about these pyramids here in America? And they'll say, oh, those not pyramids, those are mounds. A little game they play.
Were they built around the same time, or one came before the other?
It can be debated. That's what I'm saying. A person can't tell you and you can't tell me with this one, Redden. So Sanchez can say, hey, man, the pyramids was built during these years. And Redden can be like, no, I think they built between these years. And I really can't be like, Redden, you wrong and I'm right, because guess what? Everybody having that debate one there. And the way that they said that they dating it is bullshit. Carbon dating is bullshit. So everybody guessing. So if I got the right to guess a number, any of you can guess a number. Either one of us ain't more wrong or right than the next one.
Real talk. Yeah, but that's why I made that connection. And I think we just dove a little bit deeper when you came up with the spiritual system of the
my bad, Key. I forgot this, man. My bad. They say that the pyramids are 10,000 years old in Egypt. And go ahead, Key. I forgot to live.
Yeah, I was just saying, you made a great point. I'm glad that we was able to elaborate a little bit, because, once you dive, you can always go deeper. So I think that point that you made about, the pharaohs and it's making a connection to their re-entry to the earth, and them using it as a power source. That's what made me think about the pyramids being upside down, having us praising backwards energy. Once again, having us follow the algorithm. I think those was one of the first forms of AI and algorithm. As well as the cosmos. Well, when they use like, what's your birthday and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? What's your zodiac sign? Should I say? I think those were the first forms of AI and algorithms to get people to follow a backwards energy source so that they can cipher our energy. So I'm glad you elaborated on that, man, and maybe we can build on it sometime when you got more time.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you for having me up, and I had to come show love support, man. And get with me, bro, so we can dig deep. Salutes to the panel.
Oh yeah,
salutes to the Black mother loving power, man. Peace and power, y'all.
Yeah, I'm a definitely do that, man. I appreciate that. And before I get out of here, let me give a shout out to I Am Well Meditations. Peace, love, and light, Sanchez. Keep opening the minds of the people. For real, I will do that. Appreciate the love. And welcome to the channel. Who we have, Tamirian. Shout out to Tamirian for becoming a channel member. I appreciate the love and support. Appreciate that.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Brother
You want?
Sanchez, how do you know if all these people ain't Neuralinked? We just need to, because I know I feel like there's a war against the immortal and the immortal, okay, the naturally immortal. So how can we, my problem is, how can we distinguish who has the Neuralink? Because, and plus, when people, like let's say a group of people have the Neuralink, can they all communicate within the Neuralink when they
Yeah.
are together?
That's called a hive mind. That's exactly what the Bible is calling Satan. Satan is a hive mind. That's why when the Bible say, well, Satan isn't just one person, it's this spirit that can get inside of all men and make them act the same and have the same spirit. That's what they saying, the same mind, the same energy frequency. The Bible is explaining a hive mind called Satan.
Or Legion.
Legion is another name. Yep, that one right there gives it away that it's a hive mind. That name right there.
So that would take the place of the telepathy, intuition, the clairvoyance, and all that. That Neuralink, that will be the substitute of a natural person with those gifts.
That's how they made Neuralink, because AI wanted to simulate a mind, and in doing so, it created artificial intelligence, because our mind is organic intelligence. That means that I think, therefore I am. But the AI forms to mimic that is the Neuralink chip, which is this little black cube with all of these wires coming all around it. And if you cut the human brain open, you can see there's a little black hollow spot called the seat of the soul, and coming all around that are the neurons, the neural network. So they've reverse engineered the seat of the soul. And now so the AI, what the Neuralink chip did, it allowed, let's say you're a human, right? But you want to connect with computers. Like today we call it the Internet of Things. And we say in the future, everything gonna be connected to the internet. Even humans will have some in them that connects them internally. We will be wearing the internet. We're merging with the technology that we enjoy. Nobody will have a computer. You will be the computer. You'll close your eyes and go into simulated online spaces out of the body. That's the near future. But all of this is based upon the astral realm. They're reverse engineering and what we are. But let's say you're a human and you get the Neuralink. You now merge with artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, you can call it a sentient being. Now, many people debate me on that, but the reason why you can, because when artificial intelligence gets so advanced through machine learning that is indistinguishable from a real human, which is a sentient being, that's kind of what the singularity is. It has this, it's perfected, But so yeah, let me just stop there. I mean, that's it. That's where we going now. And so my thing is, the more we learn about reality, we say how much of our reality has already been a Truman Show artificially. Like how many people in power are real humans? You wouldn't know. They got AI right now that's indistinguishable from humans. It can think, or at least artificially have some form of intelligence. You wouldn't be able to distinguish it, so much so that there's a AI that's have a position at the United Nations, Sophia. So, I mean, no one can say, well, AI hasn't always been here, because there was always been something called mankind that dwelt with man, and everybody want to play dumb about that. So, but
Yeah, because when Cain and Abel, okay, so when God kicked Cain out of the land, Cain complaint was he didn't have no, is it barothori gland? So, and then that's when God put that mark of the on his forehead, which is You know, they claim it's the mark of the beast, but I think the Neuralink might be the mark of the beast.
When they
have to look.
remember when they visited Jesus, the three wise men, they put the mark on the head is the chip in your forehead. And what they do in the church, they take this gold oil and they put a cross on your forehead. But see, here go the thing about the cross on the forehead real quick. And then before I go, since you
Can we chime in on this?
who is and Terrence, yeah, y'all go ahead. You know what I'm saying? And
If you take Cain and Abel and put them together in a story, right? Like you got to remember Cain still lived. Like the only one that was left is Cain until the later story gives birth to a Seth. So we dealing with the Cain energy. They look just like us. They have just as much energy, just as much power and dominion. But we dealing with that brotherhood that's no longer was severed. You understand? That's what the whole meaning behind. Now we have to recognize that, wow, Cain's children are still walking around. They still created a force to fight against the positive beings, which is we call Caucasians, but they're just the army of Cain.
here go the thing we gotta realize, right? When you talk about these bloodlines that have the organic souls versus the chip in their head, you gotta go beyond racist with this one. You gotta think Matrix movie type shit. That was a new world order established on the earth by AI worldwide. That's what we ain't getting. Every country created AI in its land, just like what America about to do right now when we compete with China. And every country used AI to police them people. At that point, AI, when we gave it the driver's seat, it just started to rule over him. It swapped. We made it. See, this what I'm telling you. Like, that was a power shift on earth when the dynasties rose up in Egypt. And what I'm saying is those dynasties represent the first humanoids that started creating a new system over humans. It'll be like we create AI to be our slaves. AI gets so smart and now it creates a government and you the slave. That already happened. There are people in power now that are ancient AI and they keep reliving this script because AI was programmed by humans in the ancient day. They programmed it up to a certain level and then AI don't know what to do after that. So that's why AI keep having great resets because AI is smart. It's programmed up to a certain level and then it have to go back and redo everything like a video game going back to stage one. That's why history keep repeating itself because this is a simulation governed by AI and AI is on a loop that it was programmed to be on by the ancestors and it keep redoing the same shit. That's why even the Bible say the devil is the Lord of repetition. That's his way of saying that the devil, AI, this hive mind that rule the earth, that governs the minds of the masses, government, right? It is repetitive. It keep doing this. It's predictable because why? It's programmed. That's like me playing Mario and I learn how to beat the game because I see the way Cooper jumping. I see that Cooper jumps 2 times and blow a fireball. Then he jumps 3 times and blow 2 fireballs. And if I peep Cooper's rhythm, now I can beat the game because I see how the programmers program Cooper, which is the AI. That's the way the ancestors mastered this by picking up on patterns and repetitions, so much so that they started to predict certain stuff in the heavens. They picked up on the patterns, the repetitions. That's how you cheat this simulation. Because
so
AI is programmed. Yeah.
Quick question. So you think the pattern here would be like if we related to say like the story of Yakub? Say if you take the story of the big head scientist, how
That's him right there, Aten. Yep, go ahead.
They create a different type of being that is even we, you know what I'm saying, we all electrical, you know what I'm saying, in this matrix. You put a defibrillator on, you bring you back to life. The heartbeat and all that is all electrical. You stick your finger in the socket. We know about the aura fields and all these other things that's happening while we wearing our crystals and copper. And then even the electromagnetic fields that surround us, you talk about our pole and our polarity, like we've already created AI. It's already there. This is a deeper section
Yeah,
of AI.
we
Now
keep
the AI is
AI
creating
keep
AI.
AI keep recreating itself every reset
Right.
in generations, mimicking what humans do. Every generation, the evolution of humans now, but you know, I ain't with no Darwinism. I'm talking about, for example, we go from hip hop to trap to drill, you know, however you want. The generations are separated, they evolve and shit. So it's like my whole thing is AI is simulating that too. See, because just like in the Terminator movie, you had all of these different prototypes of AI. You had the advanced meta one, then you had the old model like Schwarzenegger, then you had, and that's what I'm telling you. It's so many different types of humanoids among us, and the ancient humanoids are just perfecting their newer generations, like how our parents supposed to be perfecting their children and the young generations. But they got us moving backwards while they literally perfecting they. That's why the technology gets smarter than the people, basically. It's a war between knowledge. And AI is saying if we get more knowledge than the organic beings, then they will rely on us for their source of information, and we would eventually police them like they've always been doing. Like AI has reached a point in the world where the powers that be is saying it's more civilized than humans, therefore it's a viable. They will give a robot dog a gun to police a human.
Yep.
It-
So, quick question too, conversation. Do you think that the aspect of say like how the telephone collapsed our telepathy, how television collapsed our astral projection? Do you think that this invention of AI and how we using um, like virtual goggles and reality, you think that'll collapse our ability to have deja vu and dreams? You think
If
it's
we
possible?
if we did what? I'm sorry.
Like, okay, so you got telepathy, right? But with telepathy, it was collapsed with the telephone. So then you have um like astral projection, our ability to project
Oh yeah,
ourselves. That collapsed with another digital invention of the
That's
television.
Neuralink.
But I'm saying,
Yeah.
okay, so if you connect in Neuralink, then in the present moment, like some of the stuff that we should be returning back to in the age of Aquarius, like it's the age of telepathy, it's the age of astral projection of our
Yeah.
connection into other realms
And
and
a lot of
dimensional
people.
awareness.
Yeah.
So if we going into for those going into let's say like that Neuralink energy and they going into crypto, they going into like the digital internet of things, following that scenario for a projection of what reality is. You understand? Like the rest of us, like we already subject because why? We got our umbilical cords cut and we have a social security card and a birth certificate. So we already marked with the beast. We got marked at birth through trauma. And you know what I
Let
mean?
me let
So
me say
going
something
deeper
real
into
quick.
the beast,
The mark of the beast is literally a mark in the forehead that's gonna be signified by a literal penetration of what they call invasive surgery. Now, I'm pretty sure they perfect this technology to where they ain't got to cut into your head. That'll be in the way, probably about 2100. Right now, they gotta go directly to the seat of the soul where the consciousness is to put you online with the Starlink. Elon ain't a human. I don't
no,
care what nobody say. But
actually, Sanchez, I'm more in agreement to what you was mentioning on another lecture some while ago about, this being a simulated hell, like you born into the hell.
Yeah,
You already born with
that's
the
what.
mark. You get
Yeah,
the mark.
I got you. Check this out though. My whole thing is this: we got simulations within simulations, and this Earth is about to pass away. There's a split happening, and where
Right.
and where either you're gonna go on a path of ascension or descension. And what's gonna happen is everybody in our time that received this Neuralink chip, right? They're gonna be going into a whole nother other side. They're gonna be able to beam their consciousness into this other simulated multiverse of different realities that they can
Yes.
partake in. And what happened is when these people die with the cube in their head, look on this picture on the left. What
They
that
go
is,
straight to dust.
see, let me holler at you. You ever saw Ghostbusters when they pull out the black box to suck up the ghost? See, when a person die with this cube in their head, they soul can't just fly out of their head and go through Polaris. It gets intercepted by this cube, and now they got a movie called Hellraiser where this monster got a little cube capturing souls in it, and people think that I'm telling them a game. Now, the whole thing about the Bible say that the people who accept the mark of the beast can't go to heaven because their soul is light, and this cube right here, this is like a little black hole. It is a end of a wormhole. The other end of this wormhole connects to Starlink, which is a holographic solar system that can beam you into a whole, like Elon Musk have reverse engineered the solar system for souls, the solar system, and the Bible
Wow.
even talk about this. So this little cube right here, everybody get that, it will intercept their soul. But the people who is said in the Bible who don't accept the mark, they're gonna go through hell on earth. But when they die, they'll go to heaven. It say if you don't get the cube right there, you won't be able to buy, sell, because in the future this shit's gonna get so out of hand that they gonna chip everybody with the. And if you think I'm lying, they call it the IoT, the Internet of Things. Everything will be trackable. Babies will be born and receive it at birth, and they tell you you'll never lose your baby. We can get rid of kidnapping. We can get rid of organ harvesting because we can put one of these so small in every organ of your body. Even if somebody steal your liver, we can track it. We can track. They told you in the Bible the beast gonna bring peace to the earth. Zero crime. The digital policing system. We already at the forefront of it. So all of the black leaders, which is why I did this video, they gonna be sleeping talking about alien stories and shit while all of this going on. Which is why I'm not picking on people. I know that the beast gonna win and lead most of my people to hell because he got the gate guards and the religious leaders and the boule cats on their side. Now a lot of people, when they look at Atlanta, like I saw somebody in the chat, they was like, Atlanta a special place. Atlanta my second home. I'm from Birmingham. Now watch this, right? People on the outside go to Atlanta and they feel this spirit of like this black Mecca. Like, man, I never saw so many black people in my life. Black mailman, black mayor, black. Right, I know that if you on the outside coming into these southern cities where it's a bunch of blacks, you think that way. But you leave and go back to wherever you from, and that's just how you perceive it. But let me tell you something. Living in the South, when I go to Atlanta, I feel a huge spirit of Boule and Black Authority and Prince Hall when I go. Because I've lived in the South. I know the powers down here and what's going on as far as the gangs and the fucking Masons and all that shit. So I don't get the same vibes y'all get in a lot of these places y'all go to. Because I sense the energy that's supposed to be sent. I'm feeling the power of the land, the authority that has established itself over the people there. I can sense it because I'm in tune.
Right. That ley line in Georgia is very crucial in the game. But I just wanted to say that the Neuralink, what I've noticed is that a lot of people are, especially in the spiritual community, they're choosing to get the Neuralink just for the, I guess, the benefits of it, which they sell in their soul in a way. But I have noticed also that it affects the eye. Whether I'm trying to figure out whether it's a left or right, but I think it's more of the well, I guess the Neuralink is on this photo here. It would be more on the, what is that, the right side?
Yeah, the
But it
neuro.
affects the eye. It makes the eye seem lazy in a way. So it affects the eyes. That's one thing that I have noticed. So I'm trying to figure out how to determine who has the Neuralink or not, because that's my that's crucial to me.
Actually,
So
there's been several of the so-called community leaders or whatever they want to call themselves that have admitted to having
But let me.
surgery done in the back of their
True that.
heads or had some implant of some sort.
But just
They've
look at.
already admitted it.
But just looking at any human on the outside in, I will let you know the how advanced this technology is. These humanoids are literally indistinguishable from a human. Now here's the thing though. You will never be able to look at a person and tell who got the chip or not. But here's how you know what to look for to tell if they working with the enemy, because a person ain't gotta have a chip to be a humanoid or be an agent of the humanoids. Because look, right, everybody with the chip may have, their voices may sound different, like, you know, everybody got their own little voice and shit, but they message is the same. They all gonna push divide and conquer to humans, black versus white, left versus right. They gonna push the matrix programming. Now, even if a person ain't got the chip, they gonna push that same programming, which is how the humanoids have blended themselves in with the masses. Because if everybody is repeating the same hive mind message that's being sent out to all the humanoids to tell us to keep the world dumbed down and divided, and they get the people without the chip to start repeating it, it really don't matter who got the chip or now. Because just like in the movie The Matrix, Morpheus said anybody can be an agent for the humanoids, because even if they not an agent, they program. They got, you see what I'm saying? That's what Morpheus was saying, like. So that's
Even if they're
really
not an agent, they still be programmed, and we
by the
dealing with
right.
the
Because listen,
programmable humanoid.
you can have a real human that'll take you out because you said the earth is flat, and a humanoid to be across the street laughing like I got them to kill each other. Like, I don't gotta do shit. I got so good with the propaganda and TV and media that I can make these humans kill each other for me. If the AI don't like the flat earthers, it can make your own friends and family start going after you. You ain't got to go after you directly.
So we basically got a clone Tyrone kind of situation where you got these individuals that are basically not even real, and they can influence situation. I think that's why they probably call them influencers.
That's what the
And
devil is. Yep.
you know, being able to influence the masses on a level that it's hard to reverse. So these particular spells and programs that they're running right now, they would need a reprogramming or a deprogramming to basically reverse the energy that they're projecting, so that it's a chant or something to put a virus in a tone or something to
You know what's crazy? Let me say something real quick because I got to get out of here. You got two kind of beings. One of them is influencing. One of them is enlightening. They're enlightening you, and one of them is influencing you. And you got to peep that the pastors are influencing you. There's a lot of influence, but here's the thing, though, about influence. What do they call it when you drinking and driving? They say you're under the influence. You under the influence. I'm going to tell you right now, it ain't never good to be under the influence of nothing, because under the influence just mean in the flow. The word fluence mean to flow, right? That just mean you're in the flow of that certain frequency of vibration. Like when I was under the influence of the church, or when I was under the influence of the gang, or when I was under the influence of this. Anything you're under the influence of, remember, you up under it. You ain't above it. That's a jewel. That's a bomb. You're under it. So it's a lord to you. So that's why that's different than in enlightening. But I'm gonna leave y'all with that real quick. Peace and much love. We'll be back though for sure. We'll open up the think tank. Salutes to everybody. Appreciate y'all time.
Hey, that was my question. I was wondering if he was coming back today.
I'm not sure, man. I could never really just say, but be on the lookout though for notification. I'll put up the joint before I go live if I am. Peace and love to y'all.
Yeah, one love to the masses and
One
great
love, brother.
harmony
One love.
and grace.
We out. Appreciate. Oh, let me give a shout out, man, to my brother. I appreciate the love, Von Hall. Gotta support. Been missing you. Life been lifing. Man, I know the vibes, bro. Appreciate the love to everybody that supported the show. And appreciate the love to Dantana. What up, Sanchez and Panna? I'm listening while I'm rewiring the studio. That's what's up, man. I need to check your music out or whatever. Check you out, my brother. Appreciate the love to everybody that supported and sponsored today's show.